Hi,
Okay.
Gia.
Hi, Keisha.
Right on cue, my dog started to moan. I want to apologize in
Oh,
advance if you hear moaning in the background, everyone. It's Miffy. I don't know what the cause of tonight's moaning is, but
Missy is a dog. If we
she's
haven't.
she's not my lover. She's a dog, a little doggy. Yeah, she's getting a little old,
And
but
she had a little procedure today, and so she's kind of
yeah, she's a little
in a
woozy. I'm
little
wondering, like, if a dog could have a headache from having anesthesia or something like that, you know?
probably
Yeah,
probably.
so poor little girl.
I
But
was feel great after the anesthesia.
we know we know that, Gia. You like to take the nap, don't you?
The big nap, yeah. Well,
Mhm.
not the big nap. I don't want to take the big nap.
Not yet. Not yet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was made for addictions, I think.
Oh
But
god, me too. Mine's just sugar though, mostly. Well,
yeah,
which is just as bad as anything else, really, when you
I
get right down
guess.
to it. Yeah.
Yes, but
Mhm.
anyway, luckily our addiction to General Hospital is what saves us.
Let's
Everything
oh,
else.
very smooth, Gia,
Just a
very
good
nicely
segue.
done. It sure
Yeah.
is, yeah, yeah. Hospital for the last few days,
It's been a downer.
I would say so. It feels like there was a lot of material to work with, and they did
Yeah,
work with some of it, but then you have, like, the contrast of the interesting stories, and then there's, like, Alexis trying to get
exactly.
Professor boy, like,
Yeah.
I don't like,
Yeah.
acting like there's some urgency to this whole thing, and it's like, who gives a
Yeah.
shit? If he wants the job, he can take the job. If he doesn't,
I
just
I
leave
felt
him
bad for
alone.
them. I thought like they were that scene was like this the sad, sorry stepchild of the whole episode, and I thought they must
Yeah.
know how sucky that story is, and
I
they
w
have
I
to.
would rather they just talked about, like, anything, just
Yeah,
forget about the
like
job. They
the
could
last
just
time they went to the dentist or something,
Yeah,
maybe. Yeah,
sure, sure, that would be
I
more
know.
interesting. So that's a little baffling to me why they would sorta try to, you
And
know
why they keep going with that guy and Alexis when there really
Yeah.
isn't much there?
No, there's
I don't
not.
know. I mean,
Yeah,
try him with somebody else maybe. I don't
yeah,
know.
I don't know. I don't know either, Gia,
I
but
was way more excited about Harmony and Alexis,
I know you were.
you
I was
know?
just thinking that you want that to happen still, and it
We
and
didn't
it never
really talk
can.
about Harmony in the dream, the heaven dream.
We
Well,
didn't?
that's kinda going back, or maybe we did,
I
but
think you expressed your love for her.
I know, but I do love Harmony, but,
And we
she was kind
established
of
that you have a
evil.
type, remember?
Yeah. She
Yeah.
was a little bit evil. She was a little bit evil in that dream,
She was very evil. She was trying to
and
take
that's not like a
Willow from
person who's in heaven, you know?
No, no, she's apparently not in heaven.
I guess that really is just Alexis's, Willow's brain,
Right.
um, her
That's sort of
interpretation of what her mother is still
right. I
manipulating
guess
her
so,
from the great
yeah.
beyond.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Anyway. But yeah, I
Anyway,
agree, spot on with your,
thank you.
analysis of the Alexis scene. I was like, "What are they doing here?"
Yeah.
Then there was some other stuff that went on that was huge that I felt was a little bit rushed.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, right. I don't know if they feel like they gotta throw Alexis a bone every now and let her have a scene, what we don't know what the
yeah,
terms are, but
yeah,
either give them something more interesting or leave them be, I guess. Or
yeah.
draw them into these interesting storylines somehow.
Right, like, make her somehow need to give advice to Elizabeth because she used to
Yeah.
be a lawyer. I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
their paths don't cross really
It was
naturally.
it was right, it was a little more interesting actually when Finn came to talk to Alexis, right?
Yeah, right, that's true. She did get drawn in a little bit, I
A
guess,
little
through
bit,
the
yeah, and I
mm.
thought that was kinda like their chemistry, and not that I want them to be a couple or anything, but I like how they kinda play off each other. She becomes a little more like the Alexis I think that I like,
Yeah,
when
right.
she's talking to Finn.
I do like the shelf system behind her with the with the like sort of weird torn gold leaf or something, and
Uh-huh.
the
Uh-huh.
how do you say the phrase objet d'art?
Objet d'art. Yeah, I think that's
Or
about
is it
right. Yeah.
dart, like a
Dart
dartboard?
dart.
Objet
Well,
d'art.
it's like a D
I
apostrophe.
know, but do you
Yeah,
just
dart.
slide right over that? Objet d'art.
Yeah, I don't have,
Could
like,
you
the
do like a
delicate
little or can you work in a rolling R or something, or
yeah, whatever, but you like that.
yeah. Well, that's what I
Uh-huh,
find myself looking at while they're
uh-huh,
talking, while they're
you
nattering
drift.
on about,
Yeah.
you must be write my editorials and,
Oh god, and then you, like,
know.
at the back of it all, you're like, print is dead. I mean, the media, it's like
I
so
know.
whatever they're doing, even though
Um,
they have their little invader website or whatever, it still feels
yeah,
like it's
I know, and
yesterday's
everybody's
news.
maybe if they stressed more how many online, readers they have or something and made it
Maybe,
I don't know, but
maybe.
yeah, I think that all the time, when people, like, are moaning and pissing and moaning about it, it kinda reminds me of the people that are like, "Yeah, and the kids today don't even know how to write cursive," and
Well,
it's like,
that
"Yeah,
is
but they know
true.
all this other shit that you couldn't do in a million years,"
I know. That is also true. Yeah.
And, I don't know. I just think,
Mhm.
well, probably keyboarding is, and
Yeah.
anything to do with technology is gonna be way more important in their life than cursive,
Yeah, I think you're right there, Gia.
but, anyway.
Mhm, mhm. Anyway, I've enjoyed
Or
what?
or, like, when online are posting memes about, "I'm glad I grew up without a cell phone," or whatever, it's like you're posting that on your phone,
I know. Idiots.
you dumb old idiot, but anyway, okay. Sorry, go ahead. I just had to let that out.
Yeah, that's okay. This is a safe space, Gia.
We hope it is.
There's probably a file growing
I know,
somewhere at some government office
yeah.
tracking like some big loser file in a
Yeah,
loser room.
loser file,
Those
yeah.
2 are at it again.
Yeah, losers.
I was going to say, that I'm enjoying Sonny in his current role as
Yeah,
just the sort of soft-spoken presence in the halls of the hospital.
yep,
Um, I think he's
calming the women
showcasing the
folk,
real upside of being a mobster. The
like,
schedule
all the
kind of
free
allows
time.
you, yeah,
Yeah,
to just hang
as
out
many
wherever you need to be.
family leave days as you need, especially with
Oh,
that
yeah, it's
complicated
a
of
very, very
family.
relaxed policy, yes, quite
Yeah.
progressive, really.
Yeah, and I like
Mhm.
I guess, the rich person lifestyle that allows you to be like, "Oh, there's my child," and it's like, "Oh, it's so wonderful."
Yeah.
You don't really have to keep
Yeah.
track of them. Just like,
Right,
"Oh,
right.
can we have a little mommy-daughter time?" It's like, "Well, who the hell's been taking care of" like
Yeah. She was in a pod somewhere
yeah,
with
yeah.
plenty of oxygen and food, so don't worry.
The children are all important in the storyline, but
Right.
they don't really actually have to think about them 24/7
Mhm.
like
No,
regular
no,
parents would.
that's right. Yeah, usually they're just a wrench thrown in everyone's plans.
Yeah, yeah, or
Um,
they gotta figure out who their parents really are or something.
yeah, that's always a struggle. I do think little Donna's very cute, and she does
She is
look like
cute.
Sunny.
She does, yeah, not a bit
Mhm.
like Carly, but a little bit like
No.
Sunny. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, so she's cute. Um, let's see.
What else you got?
Well, like, I mean, we'd had some Scotty, but not enough.
Yeah, I liked his glasses.
I know, I like the
He
tinted
almost, like,
glasses.
acts like he has a stiff neck, but I think
Yeah,
it's just an
yeah,
affectation that's part of
yeah,
his
maybe.
acting.
Uh-huh, yeah, yeah, that's true, yeah, he does always seem like he's pulled a muscle or something.
Yeah, like it's a weird posturing when he's
Just
talking to
got
people.
off a horse, maybe.
Yeah, could be.
Mhm,
Um, well, and we had, like, some huge things happen that
mhm,
I think we kinda thought it was gonna happen with Nikolas,
mhm,
but I
mhm.
wasn't certain about that, but I think we're pretty certain now that Nikolas is dead,
You
right?
think so?
You
I
think they're
needed
gonna go back to look for him and the body
and
will be
he's not gonna
gone
be
or
there. Well,
something?
I needed to see Austin get into that closet and check to be sure he was dead, and we didn't
And we
have
did not
that.
see that. Yeah.
So, yeah, that was all. It was strange, how usually somebody will hide a big secret like that for way longer than you need them to, but in this case, like,
It just was right
immediately.
out there. Yeah, Austin was
Yeah,
there, and Austin instantly accepted the role of. And that
accomplished.
was what I was talking about when I thought
Yeah.
was what I thought was rushed. I thought
Yeah.
the killing scene itself was kind of rushed,
Right,
and
right.
then, yeah, Austin coming in and all of that just being
Mhm.
kinda. And I know Avis, maybe it's just her practical nature, but I kinda wanted to see her tearing her hair and ripping her clothes and having a meltdown over
Uh-huh.
Nikolas being dead.
Yeah, yeah, I think she definitely would have been grieving and completely overwrought if she
Yeah, yeah, I wanted to
killed
see
him.
a little over the top,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
reaction,
Yeah.
but he just went right into practical mode,
Right.
um,
Right. Yeah.
which I don't know, maybe that's the way she is, I guess, but I just
Yeah.
thought their intense love affair,
Mhm.
would have
Mhm.
warranted a little
Right.
more
Right.
gnashing of the teeth and
Yeah, definitely. Definitely,
screaming at
'cause
the heavens, and I didn't
mhm.
get a good look at the statue, like, which one. Was it a sharp, pointy kinda
I
thing?
think it had, like, a squarish base, but, yeah, she really woulda had to put some muscle
Like
into
a
it and
yeah, a death
hit
blow
him
would
in
have been
just the right spot,
yeah,
the
yeah,
soft spot on his skull.
yeah. Well,
Um,
that's a bummer for that actor too to just come in and do those couple of weird days and get get
unless
killed.
unless he's not dead.
You're leaving the
I'm
door
not
open for
I'm
not
leaving
dead,
the
huh?
door open, yeah, and also, like, there was a lot of teasing that Mason was gonna be there on the island somewhere, right?
And
It
so
looked like he was
Mason
heading over there, but
yeah, so
I
there's
don't know.
some blackmail possibilities, but that would happen if he were dead.
Right, right, and maybe he didn't go over to the island, I don't know, because I don't think there's a lot of boats going back and forth, so, I don't know how
I don't know,
Austin
it seems
would've.
like people can pop in pretty easily these
They
days.
do, it always seemed like when they
Yeah,
talked about the
before.
launch that there was, like,
Yeah,
one boat, but
yeah, mm.
I don't know, maybe these guys have their own little speeding boats going
I
back and forth.
I kinda wonder if Victor will. Victor could have come across an injured Nicholas and spirited him away,
Uh-huh,
um,
uh-huh.
or a dead Nicholas and also taken him away just for leverage purposes of some kind or something.
Just, like,
Like
keep the body on ice in case he
yeah,
needs to trot it out
yeah,
sometime. Yeah.
or something, I don't know, but I could see Victor being mixed up in it somehow.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
But you're
Yeah,
right, yeah, that would be a moment if they go back to where the body was and it's gone.
uh-huh.
Um, yeah, we don't know what'll happen there. But
No.
anyway, I thought he got kind of offed without much ceremony, and then,
Yeah, and I
uh
was also thinking that the previous Nicholas wouldn't have said something like he was gonna take Avery, that seemed like that wouldn't have
yeah,
fit his
yeah.
character, but somehow this Nicholas, it
This
did seem
Nicholas
like
seems
he was
very
capable of
mean.
that,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
So it's strange, I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know, gee.
Yeah, yeah, he seemed much meaner and more
Mhm.
sinister or something, and,
Yeah,
of
yeah.
course, he's been driven right over the edge, so,
Mhm, yeah, and I liked how Austin seemed to have gone right from Spoon Island into the hospital, looking kinda ragged,
yeah, yeah.
and, having to, having to,
Back
like
in doctor mode, yeah.
right, like, looking all scruffy, like he probably was wearing the same clothes as he was the day before, and
When
yet
he
there
was
he is, like,
hauling dead bodies around
yeah,
and
one of the 2
yeah.
doctors in the hospital on that day,
Yep, yep.
so
Um, and an important role there in the Willow storyline, kind of, I
mhm,
guess.
yeah. I also would like to, this is just sort of bookkeeping, but I would like to know that every single member of the family has been tested as a
I would
possible
think more
donor.
of just the town in general would have been
Yeah,
questioning this one, the
'cause
outpouring of like, "Oh my gosh,
mhm.
this young woman, we need everybody."
Yeah,
Like, why
'cause
is Liesl just now going, "Oh my god, I could get tested?"
right,
I
right.
was
Well,
like,
and it
"What?"
for so long, it was a secret, and then they pinned all their hopes on Nina.
Yeah.
And then the stem cell. So I don't know if everybody's bothered to
And
get tested.
and once again, they weren't very upfront about the stem cell having the downside of maybe not,
Right.
you know
Right, right.
and
They're just
nobody
giving us
Googled
like on a
any of
need to
this.
know basis, I guess.
No Googling has happened,
No, maybe they don't have Google in Port Charles.
What would they have instead, you know?
Bing, if they have
They
Bing, they're in big
they did
trouble.
used to have something when they talk about was it on there that they talk about Facebook, but they called it
There was like
Face
yeah,
Space or
face,
something like Face
yeah.
or
And
something.
when they do searches, it's like spider web or something like
Oh,
that,
yeah, yeah,
they have
Spider Cam or Spider-Man or yeah, you're right. Right. I
so
forget who it was
apparently
that would be using stuff like that, maybe
yeah,
Spinelli or
yeah,
but,
but,
yeah,
yeah.
anyway, it seems unlikely to me that if you have a medical condition of any sort
Mhm,
that's you're in the hospital for, you're gonna be looking it up, and she's a
mhm,
nursing she would have
yeah,
known that it's possible that there weren't enough or,
mhm,
she
yeah.
maybe seemed like the only person who did know anything about it, and I'm like, "Why wouldn't Michael have looked stuff up? Why would"
Yeah, yeah,
you'd have made
uh-huh.
yourself like an honorary doctor at that point,
Yes, I think you're right.
or I would have anyway.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you already are a bit of a doctor, I think.
Pretty much,
I know that's what your doctors
like I
think
kind of
when they
been
see you.
deputized in a moment of need to yeah,
Moment of need. What whose need?
mine.
Oh, dear, dear.
Oh my.
Then we shift over, I guess this was kind of before most of the drama of today, at the Savoy, all the,
Uh,
pre-wedding hijinks.
not enjoying Portia in this role.
Squealing
The
and acting
squealing
like
and
a
like,
teenager and
clapping her hands together, not
yeah,
clapping, but they kinda
yeah,
they're
it's
like,
just a weird way to take that character, I think.
I know. Are they asking her to do that,
I don't
you
know.
think, or
I don't
is
know
that
what
her
she
interpretation of a blushing bride? Like, you just no matter your age, you act like a giddy,
like,
you know,
you have not a care in the world.
bobblehead. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, it's awful.
right, and I don't
Eh
know if these guys, if her dad and her brother are gonna be, like, recurring
Yeah,
characters,
they
they're gonna
knew
stick
they
around,
kind of implayed something about the brother being
like
maybe
he might be bad news.
shady. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
everybody caught that, like, he went his own way, like, "What? What are you talking about?"
Oh, he's a criminal.
Yeah, "You're not a doctor, you're a criminal." Um, yeah, I didn't know what was going on there. Um,
Mhm,
I did like the end of the scene they had, like, Curtis and, Curtis and Trina doing some kind of
mhm.
boogie, and
Yeah.
that looked pretty fun.
Yeah, and Spencer coming in and just looking
Lurking,
in on them
yeah.
a little bit. I thought his scene with Victor, I thought Spencer, his lines were really good. I thought that was his
Yeah, I can't really remember, but,
he was
yeah,
just
but
sort of making the case against Nicholas, against bringing him back into the family and stuff,
yeah.
and all that. It just seemed like he
Well,
was
not to worry now.
right, right. Well, and then I thought, wow, if he did actually hear that Nicholas was dead, I think he would immediately be sad, don't you think?
Spencer.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's gonna be some serious remorse,
Mhm.
hopefully.
Yeah, and poor Laura going around
Oh,
like
I feel so bad for Laura, like, looking for
yeah.
Ava's gonna have to get a hold of his phone and send a few messages to
Oh, yeah,
throw
yeah,
everybody off the trail,
yeah.
'cause
And you'd
she's
think,
laid the
like
groundwork now that he's left, but
right. I was thinking that when she was talking to Laura, she's kind of done to Laura what Ryan did to her, taking away her child.
um
Are you
Oh,
there?
yeah, that's true, yeah, I had to think for a minute. I had to think.
Kiki. Kiki.
Yeah.
And I know he's a grown man and everything, Nikolas is, but still, he
Well,
acts he acts like a punk.
yeah. And he pretended to be dead for years, and now, like, so it's kinda crying wolf, now he's
Yeah.
gonna really be dead, and
Yeah.
nobody's
Nobody
like, "No,
nobody will
you're
believe
not.
it.
You are not."
They'll just start poking him with stuff.
Yeah.
Wake up.
But yeah, I did feel terrible for Laura 'cause,
Yeah.
yeah, she would be frantic after the conversation they had, and then
Uh-huh. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But
Yeah.
Ava's already screwed up because Elizabeth is like, why? What do you"
Right, right.
she
Yeah.
overplayed her hand already a little bit.
Nicely put. Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Mhm.
but I thought her hair looked very nice past couple.
That's the main thing.
Yeah.
That's the takeaway there. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people coming and going and
Yeah. And Elizabeth, what do you think Elizabeth should do? Go to the cops or keep it
her head
secret?
is her head is spinning now. I think that's a tough one. I think she should talk to Scotty, like really lay it all out there maybe. And
But then, like, we've almost got half the town that knows what the hell's going on.
right, yeah, pretty
Like, at
much.
some point, this is gonna get out just because of the
Mhm.
sheer number of people she's told at this point.
Right, right. And so say then the cops go search Spoon Island. I mean, Ava's gonna she's got to move the body if there's a body, right?
Right, right. So what do they
So
I don't know. Maybe there's blood on the carpet or something. We didn't even really that scene was so rushed. That's what I mean. It's like,
yeah,
I don't feel like I
yeah.
know enough about that death, that
Right. Right, right.
potential
Yeah.
death,
And
and,
head wounds bleed a
bleed
lot,
a
right?
lot. That's what they
Yeah.
say.
Yeah, that is what they say.
I don't know if
Um,
that's true. I've never had a head wound particularly. Have
for
you?
I've had stitches in my head a couple of times,
What did
yeah.
you do?
I fell once and hit my chin,
Oh, drunk.
and no, no. Drunk.
Sure. Yep.
Oh, dear. And then once when I was younger, I also, like, hit my head, like, right on the top of my head, and I think got a few stitches, but I don't remember a lot of blood,
You hit your
actually.
head with your head on the top of
No,
your
I
head?
I
What?
no, I hit my head against, I think, I don't know, a wall or something, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know, Gia, but,
Explains a few things, I
it
guess.
does, yeah, yeah, it certainly
Did you
does.
get a better, more sparkly personality out of that? Any of that?
It was more like I think I came out of it more like pre-amnesia Esme.
Okay. Yeah. Oh. I did look up amnesia a little bit, just, WebMD kind of stuff, and
Uh-huh.
it would appear that soap opera amnesia is really its own kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, there's memory loss that happens for
Right.
various
Like
reasons from soap
trauma-related stuff.
trauma related
Mhm.
or medical, yeah, so trauma, like emotional trauma or whatever,
Yeah.
or medical bonking on the head, that kind of actual
Medical wait a minute. Is that what we were talking about? The medical
yeah,
bonking as a cure
bonking, yeah,
or some
but
sort of a
the
personality
people don't
management device?
yeah, personality management, but people don't, like, wipe out completely who they are and get a whole new personality generally,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
so it's not like a reset button or anything,
Uh-huh.
the amnesia.
Right.
Um, so I don't think we can really look to it as a way to help make positive changes in society.
That's too bad. That's
That
disappointing.
reminded me suddenly of that movie that the what was it? Sunshine, the something Sunshine, uh,
Eternal
Eternal,
of
yeah,
this yeah.
that yeah, that one. Speaking of wiping your memories clean.
You know, you don't need to be bonked, you just need to get
Yeah,
old.
just get old, yeah. Uh, but I think that movie put a very dark, sad spin on it, even though it was meant to,
Uh-huh.
like, be a helpful thing,
Yeah.
so,
That
we
reminds
probably should not explore it as an option, I
I
guess.
I guess not. I guess you're right. Maybe
Yeah.
just
Just carry on
hypothetically.
like we are,
Yeah.
miserable as that is.
Yeah. I was reminded of I was driving today and Fleetwood Mac song came on the radio and I thought like Stevie Nicks that like she kind of reminds me of Laura. Like if you had to associate Laura with some type of music or
Yeah, there's
something,
that that
I
yeah,
would
that's
go
a
with
good one.
Stevie Nicks maybe.
That sort of a little bit of that bohemian,
Yeah.
skirt swirling kind of a
Right, right.
yeah. I could see that, little earth mothery a little bit.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always
And
felt like if I were gonna be one of the Fleetwood Mac women, I would be Christine McVie.
yeah, yeah, I could see that too.
I would
Yeah.
wanna be Stevie Nicks, but I would be Christine McVie.
I think I would be more like Mick Fleetwood. I'd like to be Lindsey Buckingham,
I
but
was
I
gonna say,
think I'm
the Lindsey Buckingham is very interesting, but I don't know if either of us could pull that off, but,
no, no.
okay.
Uh,
Well, that's a good one. We haven't done any of our, like, music
music
association
relate
kinda
right,
things,
right.
yeah, in a long
Yeah,
time.
yeah. But I was
Mhm.
also when I was in this like reverie thinking about Laura and how much we like Laura. I think one of the things I like about her is that she pretty much carries every experience she's had. You know what I mean? Like she hasn't like compartmentalized and like blocked out like any of the really dark times, like just conveniently forgetting about things.
Well,
It's
she
all
probably
part of
did it. Yeah, at some point, though, I mean, she spent time as just a mop
I know, just a
in an
box of hair.
institution for a yeah, in
I
an
know.
in a mental institution for some time, so she had a lot to overcome, but yeah, she's woven all the bad in with the good and
Exactly,
yeah,
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
it's made her stronger.
Yeah, and I think,
Definitely.
that people maybe I don't know if this is true in real life, but, at least in soap opera worlds, I think they kind of conveniently let those parts of themselves, go if they're inconvenient, to what they're trying to accomplish.
Okay,
You know what I
alright.
mean?
Yeah, I'll buy that. I'm trying to like, I'm thinking of Nina, the Nina character right now, and all her
Mhm.
bad experiences in life, and has she let go of inconvenient things or woven it into her character? I think all her bad things are still way too much on the surface and not
Right,
working
right.
for
Yeah,
her.
there's not enough kind of perspective
There
maybe
hasn't
for
been
her.
any healing or yeah,
Mhm.
stepping
Yeah.
back from yeah,
Mhm.
although she
Mhm.
I don't know. I thought she's done a good job the past few days though.
Mhm.
She's
She's
still like a
trying.
raw open wound, but she's trying to like rein herself in a little bit.
Yeah, she's trying to tamp it down if as much as she's capable of, and
Right.
she's, you know
And keep a little distance, she knows
right.
she's not supposed to be in their faces,
Mhm. It's
even
killing
though
her though.
yeah, every fiber of her being wants to be right up in their
Yeah,
faces,
yeah. Mhm.
but yeah, and I like the way Sunny's kinda going being the go-between, um
Yeah, yeah, I liked that he was very nice to Carly, there was
Yeah,
no, like, edge to what he was saying or anything, he was just,
yeah,
like, there as a parent just like her.
yeah, I think he's winning.
He is winning.
I think we're gonna say that's winning, coming out of this.
Yeah, hopefully, hopefully. I don't know what
Um
the future holds for young Willow.
Yeah, young Willow, who couldn't be a lovelier dying person,
She
really.
really was like, that's the role she was meant to play,
It really was. She's radiant there, so
Yeah,
pale. So
yeah,
it's like, Juliet, Romeo and Juliet
yeah,
kind of a face, like the perfect clear, pale
yeah,
face and,
yeah, you almost
um,
wonder, like, if they cast her knowing they were gonna
they
kill
were
her
gonna
at
have the
some
death
point, you
scene.
know?
Well, I
Yeah,
think there'll be a Hail Mary, they'll
yeah,
find
yeah,
somebody at the very
and
end.
it should be an interesting, right, match, whoever this person
I'm
turns out
hoping
to
for
be.
Scotty, I think that would be fun.
If he was, like,
If
actually her
Scotty
dad.
was somehow
Hmm.
how would that work? I don't know why Liesel suddenly all hopped up on the idea, like, what does she think? What
Yeah,
makes her think she'll be the savior here?
I don't know that
I
Liesel.
mean, they should all go get tested, really,
Definitely,
anybody.
definitely. Yeah, yeah.
We should get tested.
Maybe we could help Willow. That would be
It'd be like,
imagine
I've got a
our
couple of
listener
old bats on the line now. They want to donate their bone marrow.
our listeners would be like, "Uh-oh. Uh-oh." Just slowly like tiptoe away from the computer.
Is this I've seen other things where people have had to donate bone marrow or something, and then suddenly they
Mhm.
had to do it without anesthesia or something. Is this like that super painful procedure when
Where
they,
you get like a
like, go into your
spinal tap or
spine?
something.
Yeah, yeah.
I think do they go into your, like, your leg, your thigh bone maybe? Maybe that's
Ooh,
where
that
there's a
sounds
lot of
bad
marrow.
too.
I know, I think it probably does
Yeah,
ache, yeah, so maybe we won't do it.
maybe not. But the anesthesia, now that's like,
Maybe
mm,
you could just go in for that part
yeah.
and then change your mind.
I can't remember what I watched a while back where somebody was I don't know, it was just some medical drama, but they, for whatever reason, they weren't allowed to have the anesthesia, and they did the whole procedure,
Really? Yeah,
cold
yeah.
turkey, and it was very rough, so
Yeah, I wonder if that ever really happens in real life or if that's a
let's hope not. Maybe
T yeah,
back
yeah,
in the day. All kinds of
maybe.
shit happened back in the day, like, when you think
All
about, like,
kinds. Yeah.
lopping off limbs back in the Civil War and stuff, where they just
Oh,
stacking up,
boy.
like, all that happening with kinda before they knew about washing stuff, you
Oh,
know?
yeah, yeah.
It's a wonder
Yeah.
anybody's alive today after that kinda
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
stuff, yeah.
And look at us.
Yeah. We haven't talked about bar shampoo at all
I
this
know, speaking
episode.
of hygiene.
Yeah, that's what made me think about soap. I used mine
Mhm,
today. My hair is
mhm.
fluffy and beautiful.
Yeah, I'm still
And
enjoying my Kiss My Face shampoo/conditioner in a bar.
yeah, okay.
Mhm. Yeah,
Alright.
I don't know if it would last 3 months, though, but do you
That's what it
find
yeah,
well,
okay.
that's what yours says it will do, right? It'll
Yeah,
last 3 months.
something
Yeah,
like that.
I don't know if mine makes that sorta claim, but I find that I forget it's just supposed to be shampoo, and then I start using it as regular soap.
Well, there's your problem in so many
I gotta
ways.
switch bars, I guess, huh?
Yeah, do you not have another bar of soap right there to remind you?
I have plenty of options, Gia. Let's not
They
make
do
this.
smell nice, so
Yeah,
be
yeah.
alright. I mean, soap really ultimately when you get down to it, it's like, oh, we're like, "Oh my god, you use that?" And it's like, "It's all soap," you know?
Right, right, I know, I know. But it is interesting to me that this one does seem to condition more than the first one I tried. It's definitely better.
Uh-huh, okay.
So I don't know how they figured that out, but obviously there are some smart people in this bar
There's some
shampoo
good
game.
minds working on this stuff. Good minds.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
would like to and I should probably research this,
Okay.
what were the containers before? Like, I'd like to see pictures, like, did
Like
the
glass bottles, you think
were there
maybe?
glass bottles in your
It must have
in
been
your
at some
shower?
point, or people just went from smelly to plastic bottles. I don't know.
Also, why so I was using plastic shampoo bottles, but at some point drinking my tab and stuff out of glass bottles. Like, why did that
Mhm.
industry take longer to you start using plastic bottles? The cola
So
industry.
this you have 5 questions, and this is gonna be one of them.
What?
I'm just I'm just thinking maybe we should start limiting the number of questions you
Oh,
can ask.
that I can ask? Okay. I think that, like, in
Yeah.
my life, I've only got 5 more questions, and I'm blowing them on
That's an in
packaging, you know?
that's an interesting idea. Well, I think about that sometimes too. There must be having to do with, like, storage and transportation and stuff and what makes sense or what's like, but
Or maybe
yeah,
it's safer to use glass stuff in the kitchen, but they in the
yeah,
shower, they
yeah,
alright. Well,
uh-huh.
maybe we've answered our own questions, but we can go
Maybe
on
not.
we can go on with, I wonder what
Okay.
kinda shampoo Willow uses because her hair is beautiful and shiny. But
Yeah.
as far as, like, I know you're always interested in the whole acting from the hospital bed thing, like,
Yes, I was thinking,
she's
like, having to
winning at
cry.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, crying, like, when you're sort of prone, and she can't, like, flip over or anything, right? She's gotta
No.
be, like, on her back, and
I
that's
like how she was pounding, kinda pounding
yeah,
with her hand,
yeah,
and
yeah, I was feeling for her in that moment.
yeah, and I liked how, strong she seemed, and, like,
Mhm.
firmly kinda sent everybody away so she could have her
Yeah,
moment to cry.
'cause that would suck having everybody just sorta staring at you like,
Yeah,
"Huh,
yeah,
what do you think she's got, like, 18 days?
yeah, she seemed
20?"
very mature to me.
Yeah, yeah,
So you
uh-huh.
go, Willow, and she always has seemed like a strong character, like, when
Yep.
back I
Mhm.
liked when she, was fighting with Nina back in the day when Charlotte was
Yep.
being a
Yep.
bully, and she stood her
Mhm.
ground. So
Mhm.
she's probably, like, 75 pounds soaking wet, but she's got
Right.
serious backbone.
Yeah, she's fierce. Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yep. So
Mm.
but I don't think they're gonna kill her off, but I didn't really think they were gonna kill Nicholas off either, so what do I
Right,
know?
right, and maybe they're both gonna be fine.
Maybe. You want Nicholas to be fine, or do you want Nicholas to
Well,
be gone? What would your preference be?
um, I don't know. I think I'd want him to stay. He seems like he's one of those sorta characters that should always be around, right?
Yeah,
Like,
who's
that's
gonna
a
live at Windermere if he's
I can't
like,
imagine Ava living
just
there.
Ava being the
Like, that
city
place is
center, we'll take
definitely
whatever.
haunted. I mean, there's a lot
Yeah,
of shit that's gone down there, you know?
yeah.
And having, like, catacombs that, like, empty out into the mansion or whatever, who
Hmm.
wants that? I don't know.
Although Nicholas was gone for what, like 3 years or something before they brought back the
Yeah, yeah.
previous Nicholas.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So I guess we didn't miss Windermere too much then. We're
Maybe
very
not.
malleable. I mean, let's admit
We
that
are.
whatever they serve up, we're just gonna take it, and we'll
We
get
will
used to
take
it,
it.
and
Yeah,
yeah.
that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, there's really nothing they could do, I think, that would make us stop watching. Is there?
Um, well, I mean, within the context of what soap operas do, I mean, like, if we were talking about animal cruelty or something, like, we
Oh, yeah,
obviously
yeah.
we would
Well, you might say that that is what's going on at the Quartermaine
right, with
stables
that poor
with that
pony,
poor
that
white
poor
horse.
sad
Yeah,
horse that's
having to
yeah,
listen to Cody go on and on.
yeah. We haven't we haven't seen that kinda stuff in a while, quite a
Yeah,
while.
that's been kind of nice, hasn't it?
What kinda music do you think Cody makes the pony listen to? Like, what kinda? Because he's, like, living right there with the horses, so he's probably
Yeah.
blasting, like, Nickelback
Mhm.
or
I was
something.
just gonna say that. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Or do you see him more as, like, an Avett Brothers fan?
Oh, yeah, or the Mumford& and Sons or something, you
Yeah,
know?
something like that, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, could
Could
be. Yeah.
see that kinda.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And speaking of douchebags, we had a little bit of,
Very nice.
Drew at
Yeah.
the Savoy, and once again, like, he's blocking Elizabeth, right? Do you remember that when she was like she looked at the
Oh,
party and
she looked in and looked like she was gonna leave, and then yeah.
yeah, and
And
he
then I
kind
had
of
to remind myself, like, "Now, did they sleep together? Do they have a child together?" I was like,
No,
"Wait,
I know.
hang on." And I was like, "No, no, that's Sam. Okay."
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, right,
yeah.
right. Does he even know Elizabeth well enough to
I know, I really couldn't place, like, their relationship at all.
right. I don't think even like I'm thinking about the old Drew now. I don't remember seeing him and Elizabeth really putting their heads together ever.
Well, wait,
What?
didn't they have an affair or
Oh,
something?
was that Drew? When she thought he was or thought he was
Yeah, back
Jason
when
or
he was
convinced him he was Jason?
or something like that. Yeah, they did have an affair.
Okay, alright.
Oh, we gotta take it all back. He does have the right to interact with her, I guess.
Alright, I guess he can interact with her, but does he have the right to, like, block the exit?
Do they have a child together? Okay,
Um,
let's go through them. Not Cam,
not Cam,
and then one boy is Jason's,
and then one's Lucky's. Yep.
Okay,
So
so not
none
Drew's.
withdrew.
Okay. All right.
We should
But
do that
yeah,
periodically just to
just a little
keep
check-in
it
with
straight.
whose kids are whose here. Um, but yeah, they did have an affair or something, a relationship.
Yeah, yeah. That was another one of Elizabeth's little times when she was sort of,
Yeah,
bending the rules to,
yeah, being
you
naughty
know,
Elizabeth,
and
yeah.
kind of telling herself she was doing it for like good reasons or
'Cause
so,
what was it? She found out who he really was and didn't tell
Yeah.
anyone or
Yeah,
something like
yeah.
that?
Yeah.
They
Uh-huh.
thought he was Jason or they thought he was not Jason?
I don't
They
remember
they
now.
thought he was a John Doe, but she knew he was
Yeah,
Jason
yeah, something like
or
that.
something like that, although he really wasn't Jason, so oh my god. Make your head spin.
But anyway, I still thought it was like, I don't know, it was still jarring to me that, he's like doesn't pay any attention to what's going on. He just blocks her. Like that's his knee jerk reaction kind
Yeah.
of.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know. I mean, I'm just poised to only see bad things in him. So
I know, but we'll probably both come around on him at some
probably.
point.
Do you love him already, Gia?
No, no, I really
Okay.
don't, but I'm being honest
I
with
know this has happened with every other
myself, and
character
it's
I've
yeah, every
hated.
other character we eventually
Yeah.
come around on him,
Yeah.
like, I mean, remember how much, like, shit we gave the Nicholas character, and
Yeah,
now we're
and
like,
then
"Oh
we
my
loved him.
god," "Oh my god."
Yeah. Loved him.
We're being
Yep.
all pathetic and, um
I know. I know. Oh, boy.
I do hope that actor lands on his feet and has some other stuff, you know
Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on him.
yeah, coming on,
Mhm.
I
Maybe he'll
would think
just show up on another soap, and then we might have to think
yeah,
about watching another
yeah.
soap.
I
Although
think
there's
he's
only a
got
few.
some comic, possibilities,
Yeah,
see
yeah.
him on a sitcom kind of role or something.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I don't know.
Sure. Sure, sure,
I don't
sure.
know.
Yeah.
Well, have we
Um,
covered everything? Poor Willow.
poor Willow. I thought it was kinda
Mm.
interesting that how they just, like, removed Stella from the equation. Like, she's sick, so she's just not gonna
Oh, in the
confront.
Portia yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, will she stay away though, or will she be, like, home just being like, "I gotta get over there and tell everybody,"
And just, like, show
Yeah,
up in
just
the back of the
yeah,
church.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like
Uh-huh.
The Graduate,
Yeah, possibly, possibly. Well, we also one more thing, which isn't, I guess it was kind of interesting at the time, like, when Laura was acting like she was grieving over the loss of Anna with the
yeah.
deputy mayor that she
Oh, yeah,
knows
yeah,
is
yeah, yeah, Eileen.
Victor's plant.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, yeah, that was a good yeah. I like the little haunting of her, and it's worked so well already. Like,
do you think it really
it
would
was
work
like,
well?
wow, that was like a goal, like, score, like, blew it out of the water, just um, I would think she'd be a slightly more savvy,
Yeah, I would think I wanted it to be like a much more subtle, like, first little
yeah,
dip
like, do a
into
little
the
more,
haunt,
like,
you know?
gaslighting kind of a
Yeah, yeah,
slow and
right, not
steady.
something that's just so clearly
Yeah, like,
like,
"Boo,
yeah,
boo."
yeah. So I was a little disappointed in Felicia for not being a little more sophisticated with the
Yeah,
haunting,
well, maybe it wasn't her
Yeah.
the way to go about it or something, but
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, she is the brains of the whole thing. But
Yeah.
I did like that they decided to not go for Victor and to go for
Right,
this other angle,
right.
and I was like, "Oh, that
Yeah.
was a good idea."
Uh-huh.
Um,
Yeah.
so we'll
Yeah.
see what happens to poor Eileen.
Yeah. Yeah. Poor lady.
Mm,
Oh, well.
well, she threw in with the wrong guy.
Yeah, that's right. That's what happens. That's what
Yep.
happens, Gia. It's a lesson for all of
Well,
us.
yeah, yep, yep.
Okay.
Excuse me, I'm so sorry. I'm so sober, it's making me tired.
Yeah. In case you were tuning in tonight to see if Gia is drunk, she's not.
She's not, she's doing she missed, third person, she missed dry January because there was too much going on.
Yeah,
Too
that's a
much going
tough month.
on.
Tough
It is a
month.
tough month. I mean, I
Yeah.
like the idea, the dry January, and I was like, "Oh, that's a fun idea," but I had a lot of time with family members and stuff,
Yeah,
and,
yeah. Mhm.
that's not good for being sober. That's just not a
No,
great approach.
no, uh-uh.
But I realized, like, I was like, "Well, I could do February," and then I was like, "Well, how about you just start today," which this was a couple
Mhm,
days ago, "and
mhm,
count out a month and then do it
mhm.
that way,"
Uh-huh.
that's what I'm doing, so
Yeah.
it's
So this
alright, it's alright,
Yeah,
you
okay.
you have to kind of feign polarity at some points, and that's, you know, like,
Uh-huh.
you have to become overly exuberant at silly stuff and be like, "Wow, this is much easier when there's a lot of vodka on board,"
Yeah, yeah, sure.
but it's alright, it's good for you to
Mhm. Yeah,
straighten up and fly right every now and then.
yeah. Well, we support you, Gia, in this
Thank
effort.
you, thank you.
Sure, sure.
Uh, but,
Alright.
if there's some anesthesia, I don't that's not really drinking, so
Oh, yeah, maybe you should
if
just go in
that
for another
occurs for a
colonoscopy.
little elective surgery or something, a little
Yeah,
yeah,
sure. Uh-huh.
yeah.
Okay.
Alright. Okay, and on that note, guess we've I guess we've talked about all the important stuff,
Yeah, we're
and,
circling back to
we're
colonoscopies now,
circling the drain, yeah.
as a
Um,
way of having fun.
yeah, yeah. Uh, anyway, thanks for listening if you did, we
Yes, yes,
appreciate it,
thank you,
and
and, we'll see if Nicholas is in that closet.
we'll cross our fingers that Nicholas is
Yeah.
maybe just stunned.
Maybe, yeah, and he's maybe thrown over what's his name, Mason's shoulder or something.
Yeah, Mason's gonna use him somehow, yeah.
Ugh, that sounded naughty
Ugh.
the way you said it, I don't like that.
I didn't mean it that way, but okay. We'll
Okay.
end on that sinister
Yeah,
note.
okay. Alright, Gia, well,
Okay.
you have a good night.
You too, we'll talk to you soon.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye.